Me Wednesday. I'm excited. I've got some things that we're going to work on today. So, if you're tuning in, let me know where you're joining in from, and let me know um, what projects you're working on. So, I have a few that I'm going to be working on today, and I'm excited. So, I think it's going to be good. So tell me where you're joining from. I'm trying to bring it up on my iPad so I can see what is going on here. So can you guys hear me? As you come on, tell me if you can hear me, because I've been having problems with my audio. So if you can hear me, let me know. Hang on. So can anybody hear me? I am going to work on two projects today. So I'm still working on my bookcase, and then I'm going to work on, I got a basset bamboo dresser that I'm working on also. And so I've already primed it. Now it's a basset, but Larry, let me show it to you, Han. So this is the one I'm working on today. This is a basset bamboo, and this is all plastic. And you can see from the inside, it's just a plastic cover to make it look like bamboo. It's not really bamboo. These are some wood and some plastic. So I had no problem deciding to paint over this. So we're gonna go with a beautiful color. I've already primed it. Now it was a bleeder, so I had to do bin shellac, and then I had to do, I did regular bin 1, 2, 3, and then I had to go through with bin shellac too, because it was bleeding. So I really don't love using bin because it's so messy. You can only clean it up with denatured alcohol or ammonia. So it's kind of messy. But if you have bleed through, there's really nothing else you can do. And it really helps to stick to plastic as well. Since this front is plastic, not all primers work. So anyway, that's my big project I'm working on today. I'm going to hope to get, while we're working together, I'm hoping to get 2 coats of paint on the body. So we'll see. That's pretty aggressive, but we'll see if it's an hour recoat time, because I'm using the Gallery series by Sherwin-Williams. And so let me show you my other project I'm working on. I'm still working on, if you were here last week, I was working on this, the bookcase. And so it is so rough. It had so much water damage. And you can see I'm getting it sanded down. I have a lot of still detail areas to go. And this is still disconnected. So I've got some pieces here that I've got to attach, and then so much sanding to do. And veneer, I took off the veneer last week on this area, and then I'm going to try to reattach this today, and then just get the rest of it sanded. I've got quite a bit of damage over here on the side. It's just kind of gone. And so the goal with this piece is to paint it. So this is one I'm keeping for myself. And so I've already taken the back off, but I will show you. I'm going to redo the back, and I'm going to add some wallpaper. So let me show you. You want a sneak peek on what the paper is going to look like. So Hi everybody, glad you're here. Okay, are you ready? Here is the wallpaper. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is my style, so if you don't like it, that's okay, because it's going in my house. So I've been trying to decide what to do. I really love, I don't know if you follow Duval, or if you're familiar with Duval Kitchens. They have something they call the Curiosity Cupboard, and it's painted. The exterior is a color. And then usually the back is either painted in, like hand painted, like flowers or something, or wallpapered. And so that's what I'm going for, a curiosity cupboard. And I think it's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna use it as a bookcase, but I think it'll be beautiful. So it's actually for my husband. His book collection is outgrowing his bookcase. So we're creating another bookcase to put it in. So tell me where you're joining from, and are you working on a project today? Do you have a project we're gonna work together on? So the goal is, furniture is rather singular, Sometimes my daughter works with me, but a lot of times I'm just out here. So we're gonna work together. So if you have a project you're working on, you can tell me and we'll work on it. We'll do it in sprints. And so I'll talk a little bit and then we'll work some. Kind of like the whole, study with me. They do like sprints. Like my daughter, she's a writer, and they do writing sprints together. So they will do a little bit of writing, and then they'll chat a little bit, and then they'll do writing again. And so that's the concept of this one. So thanks for joining. I see from New Jersey, Hawaii, or is it just hi? Florida. I look hot. Well, I'm very warm because it's like, oh my gosh. Well, it's only 75 degrees here so far, but it's very humid. So I get very sweaty out here in the garage, and I can't turn the fan on right now because I'm gonna paint. So I don't want everything flying around the garage while I paint. So I have to be really careful for a good paint job, not to have a lot of moving air. So anyway, so what'd you think? Did you like my wallpaper, or was it too much for you? I love it. It's peacocks, and I love peacocks. I like kind of Asian inspired stuff, and my house is a lot of blues, greens. I do like a pop of either red or coral or something, but typically I'm a blue and a green kind of girl. I don't hardly have any black in my house. I do navy, very dark green, but for some reason I love to paint things black, but I rarely put black in my house. I have one table that has some black on it, but I love wood. And I love painted pieces. I know people in my last piece got so mad at me because I painted it. It's behind me, an American of Martinsville. They got so mad. But, these are 80s, 70s, 80s furniture. Nobody wants them on my Facebook Marketplace. I don't know about you, but they are a dime a dozen. And sometimes, people, they're like, well, but that's our history. And I'm like, we're drowning in history on my Facebook Marketplace, and it's stuff nobody wants. And that's why I choose to paint a few pieces, keep them in commission, working in someone's house that they love, because otherwise they're just gonna end up in the landfill. So I don't know, people are funny. Do you like painted furniture, or are you a purist? Are you a wood purist? I think it really depends on the piece. I have shown you guys my secretary. I haven't even started working on it, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway. And this is one, let me turn it around. This is one that I would obviously never paint. This is a Biedermeier, and it is a beautiful, I'm thinking it's 1800s, maybe mid 1800s. And it is stunning. Someone thought this was a hidden drawer, but it's not. It's pretty secure in there. But see all these awesome little, there's a shelf or a drawer, and then tiny little cubbies. I think this is wood, is what it feels like ebonized wood. That's what it looks like to me. But it looks, this part is in great shape. I do have some issues here, but I got a big crack here. So it's gonna need a lot of work. There is a top section to it over here, but the main problem is on the body. Underneath, you can see they have angle irons down here. I'm not sure what they did. And so, honestly, I haven't started on it yet. It's the one that I keep saying I might be over my skis on, but I'm gonna try it. I think it's beautiful. I found it on my local Facebook marketplace for $200. They were clearing out their grandmother's estate, and so I think it's beautiful. That would be terrible to paint that, but I'm not going to. But I am going to paint some other pieces, and that's okay. So, do you guys have any projects you're working on? Anybody? Or are we just watching? I don't know. So I'm going to start. It's almost 9:15. So I'm going to work for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll chat. And then if you have any questions, leave them in the chat, and let me know what you're working on. And we'll work together. All right, so let's get to painting and see what we can do. I'm gonna turn you around here, and we're gonna start painting. fur. Is that Lucy? Yes, that. So, isn't that a beautiful color? This is Gallery Series, and it is in the color Parma Gray by Farrow and Ball. Now, I know people think I ruined it, but this is plastic. If you caught the earlier part of my life, the faux bamboo is just plastic. That's all it is. It's just plastic. And so these sell really well, painted out in pastels, because people love them for nurseries. And so, you know, you got to know your market, and you got to know what people are going to buy for. So this was okay quality piece. It is a Bassett, but you know, it's not like a Drexel or not a fan antique. And so these look fabulous, painted out, beautiful color. And I'm loving this. It's called Parma Gray, but it's not a gray. It's a beautiful mid-tone blue. So I'm excited. I'm even considering it for the inside of my bookcase. So, Sabina, I see you're on. Hello. Sabina is one of my local friends, and I get, she's given me some pieces to refinish. So anyway, welcome everybody. So next I'm gonna go on to, now I gotta let that set. The reason why I like gallery is because you can recoat it, depending on your conditions, in about an hour. And so I'm gonna let this dry, depending on the humidity. I don't know what the humidity is right now, but Depending on the humidity, I may have to let it dry an hour and a half, but it is 9:30 my time, so hopefully by 11 I can do a second coat, because Kate is working on an armoire. Then she needs to paint it this afternoon, so I need to be done with this, and so I can move on to let her use the sprayer this afternoon. So now I'm going to pivot and work on something else. I'm going to work on the bookcase. Yes, sometimes I do shellac. I did not shellac this one though, because it was really ugly. And I thought, no one's going to want to restore this. It was really busy grain, and a lot of it was plastic and laminate. So sometimes I really do shellac things, and you know, if you can shellac things, or you can clear coat them, and then that way if somebody wants to come back later and refinish it, they can. So anything that's of a higher quality that I do shellac it. But you know, I don't paint a ton, but I personally, I like to have a mix in my house of painted and wood pieces. I feel like it's a curated look. And so it looks like it's collected over time. Painted furniture has been around for centuries. And so to say that you know, ruined a piece because you're painting it, I mean, that's people's opinion, and that's fine. But I like to have both. I have both painted pieces, and I love a good wood grain. Now, some people like certain wood grains that I don't like. I don't really like oak. I don't think it's a very pretty wood. I don't really like pine. I love burl wood, and I love walnut. And so, what's your favorite wood? Do you have one? Any kind of a highly figured wood I love. I'm not a big fan of mahogany. I know a lot of people love mahogany, but I don't really like the red. And so I like more of a warm brown is the tone I like. I tend to not like cooler colors. And so the yellow and the pine just doesn't work for me. And I don't really do rustic stuff in my house, personally. I don't know if I've ever refinished a pine piece. I think I painted a pine piece, like a really bright green. Oh, hickory. Hickory's beautiful. Yes. I like elm. I've done a piece, I believe was elm. I don't know. I like pretty woods. I don't like, you know, certain ones just don't refinish good. I like pecan. Pecan's pretty. But burl wood, any kind of burl wood I pretty much like. I refinished a piece for myself, and I don't know what kind of burl wood it was. It was a lighter burl wood, and I just simply toned it. I just simply put a sealer on it with a little bit of dye stain in it, and I kept it for myself. It's stunning. I use it as my TV stand. It's under my TV, and I look at it every day, and I love it. And so, you know, I'm a big fan of both. So I'm gonna start working on the bookcase. I have a lot of repairs to do. And so I did buy hide glue, because this is an antique. I don't know what this one dates to. This is one I got from a local friend for $50. I probably shouldn't have even bought it because it's so rough. But I'm just slowly working on it. Like I said, this one is for me. The reason I like it is because it has a beautiful, let me show it to you. I'm gonna turn around in case you didn't see it earlier. This is the one I'm working on for myself. And so it's got, I liked it. The reason I've been looking for a long time for a bookcase and I need it to be somewhat petite because it's going on a specific wall in my house. And so I can only fit a certain size on there. And so I liked this one. It looks kind of big, but it's only 47 inches. And so I love that it has this detail up here that's popped up. And then, so it's not just straight across. I love that it has this little bump out here. Gives it a little bit more presence. And then there's 3 doors, doors, and they have glass. So there's glass here, and then this door has an arch. So I haven't even started on the doors yet. I'm mainly just sanding everything down and repairing it. And so this is not going to wood. this is going to be painted. But you can see I have a lot of work to still do. So it was sat in water or got water on it. The whole thing looked like this, just crusted. And so I've been sanding it. You can see I've got some of it sanded, but a lot of it was just like this, just crunchy. And so I'm missing some trim. I'm gonna replace. This veneer came off, I'm gonna replace it. This whole thing is like out. So it has to be redone. If you were with me last week, I took the veneer off of this area, and so I'm going to re-veneer it. And then this, I'm gonna try to glue this down today. But it's just crusty. It's just like awful. And so I'm gonna give it a really good sand. I mean, you can see this I sanded yesterday and it just looks so much better sanded. Now this whole area is loose. So I've got this whole thing all the way down that's loose. So I'm gonna have to glue all of this. So I'm not gonna go crazy with the sanding. I just really need it to be a smooth surface so that I can paint it. And so if you weren't here earlier, I'll show you my wallpaper. It is blue with peacocks on it. And so it's gorgeous. I used it on a antique curio cabinet and then I've never used it again. Isn't it beautiful? So yes, it's over the top, but it's for me. And so, and you know I'm gonna gild some of it, if you know me at all. Especially if it's for myself. Some people get so upset. They're like, you Americans over-gild everything. That's what the comment was I got on one of my more recent videos. Actually, it wasn't a recent video, but it was a recent comment. And I was like, yeah, well, sometimes it's hard to stop yourself when you start gilding. So, you know I'm gonna be gilding those details up top. I love the dental molding. So, I'm going to sprint for another 30 minutes and see what I can get done. So let's work.